Hi, my name is Terry Lee. This is September 2021, so we must be doing the September daily a few days late. I got a little bit behind in the beginning, but I'm going to put out a video a day, she says confidently, and I'm going to be following along with Miss Paintalot. Her name is Fiona, and I'll put a link to her YouTube channel down below. And today is day 5, and the prompt is envelope, and the designer that we'll be using for day 5 is either Tracy Fox, artyMaze, or Wildcard. And Miss Pete selected artyMaze Foxglove Bliss. I think it's beautiful. Let's go with that. Okay, so we'll set that to the side. Now, she has Mr. Green, which is a book written by a gentleman with the last name of Green. In January, when we did our January daily, it was actually a green book by Mr. Green. So it was called Mr. Green. Mine is Mr. Black. So we're on page 5. Let me get through here. I've got my piece of paper marking where we're going to be. Okay, now I'm going to take it back. But we've already done this page, which I'd like to say I forgot to make the note card for, the writing card for, so I will make that. And this one, which was sewing. This one, which was, what was it? Nature. I had to think about it for a minute. And then this was shabby chic. Okay? Which I am not a big shabby chic person. So I shaped it up a little bit, shabbied it up a little bit, but not quite as much as everyone else. So today is envelope. It's going to be more of a construction day. Don't worry, it's not too difficult of a page, which I'm sure you will appreciate. Miss P did a envelope flip out on hers, which we certainly could have done, but I decided to give you guys a break after the one from yesterday. And all we're going to do is we're going to glue this on here. This cream colored paper is the size that we need to cover the page, and this is the size that the paper prints out when we well, it's a little bit smaller, but it's still too small for the page for Mr. Black. The page dimensions on my book are 8 by 11 and a quarter. So that gives me 8 and then 11 and a quarter, which this page is only 11, and then you trim it down, yada yada. So some of the things we're going to need for today is the inking, which I'm just here to tell you I've done a lot of inking today, and I'm using seedless preserves. Okay, so I'm going to set that to the side because I hope to never see that until later. We're going to need a hole punch. We're going to need some ribbon. We may need some of this here bookbinding thread, but maybe not. It just depends. We're going to need a hole punch. We're going to need a stencil. Oops. We're going to need some glue. Okay, so let's set aside the things for the tags for right now, and we'll set this aside too. And right now we're just going to glue this on here. So hopefully everybody's having a good month so far. I've had better Septembers, but hey, you know, there's always next year. Yeah. So here we go. I'm going to do the glue circles. I know it sounds like I'm putting on a lot more than I am. Kind of scrubbing it along the edge so that a full amount, you know, like a big glob doesn't come out. It isn't super thick stream of glue. But it's enough to hold the page down. There's a bead so that when you push the page down, it flattens out. Okay. Let's see if we can get this even. This is the, you know, look at the text to make sure it's right side up. I really like this page, or this paper. The paper that I chose for this page, I guess that's how I want to put it. Okay. Okay. I'm going to smush it out there, get that glue smushed out. You know, why does that still... Must be my eyes. Okay, now, envelope. Down under here somewhere, we have an envelope. All right, this is a regular business size envelope. I've cut it down. Originally it was 7 inches, but I don't think it's that long now. I've cut it down a couple times. So it is now 5 3/4 because it just seemed too tall for what we were going to do. Now, if I would have left it as a flop out or flip out, then I could have gotten by. What do I have on my hands? Oh, it's ink. Go figure. Then I could have gotten by with leaving it a little bit bigger because you wanted to fill the whole page up. Okay, but we didn't. So what I did was, this is where you would glue the envelope shut with your spit. These are old envelopes. They're not self-sealing. But instead I just put a little drop of glue here. Make sure that you don't close up your pocket when you do that. And ink inside here. Make sure you can see it. Yeah, ink inside here where you're going to see before you glue it shut. And it makes your life a lot easier. Now we're going to set this to the side for just a second. We're going to take the paper that I've chosen for the front of the envelope. Make sure. And I really like this. Paper I had chosen before was one of the backing papers, and I really ended up not liking it with the page. I thought it took away from the page a lot. We are going to cut a notch out, hence the hole punch. But you want to wait and do it after your paper's on. Otherwise, you have to try to line up the lines. And I'm here to tell you that is no fun. That is why my envelope is a little bit shorter as well. I had to cut that off. Do it again. Restart, reset. Okay. Make sure the hole's at the top. Make sure the writing's right side up. Even though I have no idea what it says, I do know the scrolly thing goes on the bottom. That's all I know. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, let's straighten this up a little bit. Okay. And pull it down a little bit. Let's let that glue dry for a sec before we try to cut through anything. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to glue this to the page on 3 sides. So we're going to have, this is an envelope. This is a tag, and all I didn't back it with cream colored paper because that would have made it too thick. I just printed cream colored stuff on the back side. Okay. Wow, I got ink under my fingernails too. Sorry about that. It was kind of yucky. So this way it can slide behind because there's not going to be a lot of space. It can slide behind easily, and yet it's still not white on the back. It kind of matches this. And this. Oops. And this. And the cream colored paper. So kind of ties everything together. This tag, on the other hand, while we're letting that dry, well, no putting a pin in it today, huh? This tag was 2 tags, and then my brother Scan-A-Cut decided that it couldn't see the line in between them enough, and it cut them together. And look, ta-da! Now we have a writing card. And then on the back, we have the other card. So it turned out really pretty. So this is what would have been the two cards separately, but has now ended up being a writing card. You can write on the front as well, and you can write on the inside. All right, so we got that. Let's see if this is dry enough to punch through without making a big mess. Hopefully. Okay, we're going to open it up like this. I'm going to slide this in. Now on mine I've marked, there's a little arrow there, but you can't really see it. So I took my Sharpie marker and I marked the center on both sides and in the center in the middle. So when you do this, you want to slide it in, because we're only going to go halfway. And you want to line up the side marks with the end of the paper, and then the center mark with the center of the paper. So now I'm going to have to pull this towards me, or I'm not going to be able to see what I'm doing. You have to push a little bit harder when it's the two papers. So there we go. Now we have our thumb pull. Da, 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 da. And that's why you ink on the inside, so it isn't white. Unless you want it to be white, then don't ink it. All right, now we've got all these little tags. What in the world? Oh. Okay, on these little tags, we need to punch holes. Hole puncher. We're punching a lot of stuff, aren't we? Just punching out. Okay, we're just gonna, where the hole would normally be, silly us, we're going to put a hole. Now this one was supposed to have been a smaller hole. You could tell by looking at the picture. However, man, that makes my hand hurt. However, we want to put a ribbon through it. Okay. So what we're going to do here, though, is we're going to put this pocket on the front of here. So that will make a triple pocket out of our one envelope. Okay. So what I did was, this was one of those envelopes that looked like this. Not like 3 envelopes in one, but it had these side flaps that you fold under, and that gives you a deeper envelope. Well, with it being on the front of here, I didn't really want it to be that deep. I wasn't putting anything big and heavy in there. So I took my paper trimmer and I trimmed this down to 1/4 of an inch. Okay, and that will give me a much tighter pocket, but still not a flat pocket. Okay, so let's put some glue around here. Oh, and then I inked. The reason I went ahead and folded it was because that way I could ink around. All right, ahead of time, so you didn't have to watch me do that, and so I didn't forget. So we're going to put just a little bit of glue along here. Don't need to get too crazy, plus I don't want to make a big mess. Around all 3 sides. Somebody told me that I was soothing to listen to, which is funny to me because I've always had a big loud voice. Come on now, get over here. The only problem with just putting a little bit of glue is that it doesn't take as long to dry. You need to move this over just a little bit. There go. So I like that. I like that effect. I think it looks nice. So now we've got our tags and I've inked them. I've inked this postcard and I've inked both of the tags. Now inside this tag, I'm going to do just a little bit of stenciling. That means I got to get the ink back out. So let's do just a little bit in the corners. You can tell this is my favorite stencil. Let's see, how do I want to do it? I think I want to do it this way. Maybe I'll just line it up with the corner and then I'll flip it over and do the other side. Now this is a fairly juicy ink, so you don't have to get carried away. It will definitely print onto the page. If it fades out to the edge, that's fine. Doesn't have to be dark everywhere. However, if you're going to make the end dark, then make the whole end dark. Do you know what I mean? You want it to, if you want it to look faded out, then it's got to be dark somewhere. So, like that, where it fades out. Okay? So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And it just gives it a little something. So it's not just a big blank paper. Who wants to look at a big blank paper and try to think of something to write? Is this not true? I'm trying to see how far down I went. I went over, I know that. Yeah, that's not quite as much. I'm not going to try to line it back up. Actually, maybe I could. This one's fairly easy to line up. Especially because I had it in the corner. Duh. See if I can get that lined up again. It's not lined up, but I just want to do up here. There we go. That looks better. Okay, so now we're done with this. So we're zooming right along. We're done with the hole punch. We're done with the circle punch. We're done with the stencil and the ink. Zooming right along. Well, we're not on Zoom, but we are zooming right along. Okay. So now, let's see. So now we've got our little stuff. That's going to go in here. Not sure if I'm going to put that tag in there now. I think I might just put the little one in. And put a little ribbon on that. Then we're going to put the big writing tag in here. I'm just kind of showing you. Put the big writing tag in there. And then we'll put this one behind. We'll decorate this little tag. Let me leave it out. We'll take this back out. And we're going to get the glue. We're going to glue this right smack dab in the middle of the page. We're only going to glue it on 3 sides. No glue there. I had marked it no glue, and then when I trimmed it, it trimmed it right off. Give myself some smearing around glue. like that cheese guy, right? I'm a schmierlier or whatever that is he says. Okay, so now let's, all right, hold on, I'm going to stand up. Let's see if we can drop this down right in the middle and just above. Okay, that looks good. Let me see here. Okay, now let's put our cards in. So this one's going to go back here. Let's let that dry actually, but you get the point. Okay, this one that looks like we're not going to use right now because it's too short, you know what I mean, to put in with this other one. It's too tall to put in here, so we're just going to leave the postcard. Okay, we'll set those to the side while this dries. Let's go ahead and put a ribbon on here. I had some cream colored ribbon and I, for the life of me, cannot find it anywhere at all. This little purple ribbon has these little things on either side, so that's kind of cute. And it's from my wedding in 2003, so that shows you how often I use ribbon, let alone purple ribbon. Okay, let's see, we just want to make a loop and then feed it back through. I think that should be enough. I'm going to feed it through from the back, make the loop, or fold it in half, feed it through, pull it out, open this up, and feed these two right back through. You can just do it by kind of pincering them, and then just pull this tight and rip right through your tag. So apparently I need to do that again. I should have put a reinforcer on there. I might be able to do that now, actually. Let's see what I got. This ribbon was too thick for that hole. I have some of these. We've already torn it. Let's see if we can fix it. These may be too big. Should have reinforced it ahead of time, huh? Oh, that should work. I'm going to put one on the back. And the string will cover that one little bit you can see from the front. And these will stick together, stick to each other. Well, I can't believe I rescued that. Did you guys go, when I did it? Maybe not. Probably went, dummy. Dummy, you pulled on that so hard. It was because these little guys on the side made it really hard to pull the loop around. Let's try that again. See if I don't yank on it, if it doesn't tear. Okay, there's one. Here's two. There it is. Okay, so now let's do this slower. I see the problem. There we go. That may not stay. I may have to put a little drop of glue on the back. In fact, let's just do that. And just put one little drop of glue. That will glue it on there. Glue my finger on there. Just glue my finger. Just glue my finger to everything. Okay, put the scissors away. So now all we have to do is glue this to Mr. Black. Let's get Mr. Black in here. Come on, bud. He's getting big already. Gonna need to go on a diet. Let's see if we can do it this way. This is going to seem weird to me. I don't think I like this at all. Let me move these two things out of the way. 2 punches. Get some of this stuff out of the way so I can turn him around. Okay. I know I should have been able to just glue it in sideways. I have no idea. Sometimes I just don't know where my brain goes, and probably because I can't follow it. I can't go there with it. Glue this here. Now, this page we did pretty quickly, but I did do quite a bit of prep work. You know, I cut out all the tags, and I inked everything, and you know what I'm saying? So, it would probably take you about an hour to get this page done, I would say. If you work at my speed, which is about midway, I would say. Okay, so we've got that on there. It's laying flat like somebody would when they're looking through him. Let's put this little tag in the front with his ribbon. Still not real happy with that, but that's what we got. We're going to put our double tag in here. And we're going to put our other tag way in the back pocket. Okay, just like that. There we go. Now we're straight. All right, and that's our page. I'm going to work some more on this ribbon, see what I can do about it. Oh, maybe like that would work. Then let's cut it off shorter. Well, that didn't help at all, did it? Well, like I said, I'll mess with it. Anyway, that's our page. Very beautiful. Foxglove. And a nice little bumblebee. And a triple tag envelope pocket. Okay? Let's see if I can move this up here for you. All right, there you go. And I will see you in the next video. And that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.